Hello, and thank you for joining me on another one of my lifestyle series videos. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Dimitri, and I'm an American expat living in the Philippines. Here, I'm going to share with you how my life is going living in Metro Manila. If you find this video entertaining, please make sure to like and subscribe to my channel. And now, sit back, relax, and enjoy as I take you on a journey of my daily life as a time-lapse traveler.
That's one of the things that you will only find in the Philippines.
Hello everybody, and welcome to another video from the Time-Lapse Traveler. This is Friday, February 25th. Crazy times we're living in right now. This time, I'm making a really interesting trip. This day happened to be following my 3 years anniversary since landing in Manila to start a new life here. So symbolically, this was a perfect time to further familiarize myself with the city that I'm so proud to call my home. On this day, however, I had a chance to get out of my comfort zone of the Bonifacio Global City bubble and experience some totally new places on this whirlwind tour of Metro Manila, like I've never done before, using only public transportation options in ways that I only scratched the surface of in the past. One thing that sets apart the public commute scene here in this city is the sheer number of the different ways that you can get around, including buses, trains, vans, tricycles, and others, all of which you will see me use in this video series. With this multitude of transportation options, a foreigner like me who doesn't commute like this regularly will almost certainly bump into some stumbling blocks, including looking up routes and schedules. The day before starting this journey, I went out to this jeepney and minibus outpost to have a plan in place for this morning in getting to my first intended destination in Antipolo. Despite being told by one of the minibus drivers that the express line service headed towards the route going there would start at 8 in the morning, what I found was a set of those vans standing empty. I then got the confirmation that this service wouldn't start until as late as 4 p.m. That's okay though. Where there's a will, there's a way. And so I headed to the BGC bus stop where I can hop on the shuttle that would take me to the Metro Rail Transit or MRT Ayala Station that's bordering Makati City. Unfortunately, due to an unforeseen glitch on my end, I didn't capture that part of the commute. So the next morning, I went out to record this dramatized recreation of what that bus ride would have looked like. These well-built, comfortable buses operating in Bonifacio Global City are associated with the Metro Manila transportation network. There are two kinds of passes that can be purchased, either a one-time ride where a reusable paper card gets returned to the turnstile upon exiting the station, or this plastic card that can be used for years and reloaded as specially designated vending machines where available. I loaded my car up with 500 pesos or just under $10 to make sure that I will not be running out of funds for my planned commute that could be used for years and reloaded as specially designated vending machines where available. Got to the platform just in time to catch the sight of my train leaving the station. No! And then to be teased by seeing another train just arriving in the other direction. It's great to see such care for persons with disabilities, the elderly, as well as pregnant women getting priority access. Luckily, it didn't take long for the next train to arrive, and I was quickly on my way towards the layover destination in Quezon City. Well, finally made it on this very well conditioned train. Very few people right now. Not exactly a peak hour. When there are people that are going to work during a peak rush hour, this is a very different situation that happens here. Alright, well, here we are, the Araneta Cubao station. Just get off the train, and now I have to find the bus. There are, as usual, several different options to choose from, but having taken a comfy air-conditioned shuttle bus before switching to an equally comfortable train, I was looking for a more fun way to commute, at least to the next leg of my trip. You know what, I actually kind of like the idea of getting one of these trikes right now. Yeah, let's do that instead.
At first, I considered getting into one of these trikes you see lined up here, but the ride would be really way too long to bounce around inside of the car of one of these commando vehicles.
There's a Jeep over here that I have to find, because it's apparently a little bit further than I thought. Well, you know what? Jeep is also a good idea. Hi, Kuya. Hi, I'm looking for a Jeep that will take me to 15th Avenue.
15th Avenue?
Yeah, and Aurora Boulevard.
Yeah. You go there and you take a jeep.
Okay. Salamat po. Alright. Hopefully I can find the Jeep over there. It doesn't exactly seem like a very festive day today so far. Let's see what happens once we get to Antipolo though.
This day, February 25th, is a commemoration of the 36th anniversary of the EDSA, People Power Revolution, which brought about social, economic, and political progress in the Philippines. Being a national non-working day, there wasn't a whole lot of traffic either on the roads or on platforms. Now this looks like what I'm looking for.
Hi, I need to get to 15th Avenue. What? 15th Avenue. Okay. Okay, salamat po. I'm going to Antipolo.
Okay. Antipolo ka?
This is the most common way to get around for a medium distance trip in style. That's of course the classic jeepney. One of the great things about these vehicles is that no two are the same, as their owners often paint them with images of characters from different kinds of media that can be found around the world, and often decked out with Marvel and DC superheroes. I know that these jeepney co-pilots, or barkers as they are known, really have to hustle in order to get their pay. One of their jobs besides collecting the ride fares from passengers is to look for more potential passengers to get in their jeepney and to get them where they're going. Today being a holiday, the hustle to get additional riders is especially intense, since there weren't the usual crowds going to and from work, trying to cram into these vehicles. The cost for my ride was 20 pesos, or just around 40 cents, and looking at how many people were coming in and out of the ride, it didn't seem like these two guys were making a whole lot of money. Especially when you consider the expenses, given that the cost of fuel has been on a sharp rise lately. I honestly had full intention to at least double my fare payment on top of what I gave shortly after getting on. But when I was called out to get off at my stop, in a rush, I totally forgot to pass the guys some more money, and by the time I realized it, it was already too late. So now I want to make an appeal directly to the driver and the co-pilot. If by some chance or miracle you see this video, please reach out to me through the contact information in the description, and I'll be more than happy to send you a small gift through Gcash.
Thanks. 15th Avenue.
Okay, salamat.
Okay, salamat.
This bus number 9 route is going to take me the rest of the way to Antipolo, if not quite to the actual destination inside that town, that being the Antipolo Cathedral.
Alright, so I made it onto the number 9 bus, and this is going to take me all the way to Antipolo Cathedral. Well, pretty close to it at least. I know I still have to take a walk from there, but shouldn't be too far. Going over there is actually not so bad at all. The Jeepney Ride was fun. Let's see how Antipolo is going to be like. It's supposed to be a really beautiful place. Looking forward to seeing it.
This bus is even more comfortable than the BGC shuttle bus I took earlier because of the nicely cushioned seats, but then the ride itself is a heck of a lot longer for most of the people, most of whom seem to have destination as me going to Antipolo. One really standout feature I have to point out is this fairly large TV that was playing a basketball game. Now, I didn't really care for it personally, but it's really cool that for 40 pesos, not only did I have a safe and comfortable ride, but there was an onboard entertainment included. Not a bad deal. Ah, the Antipolo market. Looks like we're getting close to the destination now. Here, I look like I'm frowning, but that's only because of the sun, and I'm not wearing my sunglasses. I was getting really close now, about 1.5 kilometers, and here it didn't take long for me to find this trike that will get me all the way there in just a few minutes. The sun was in full force right now, and although it wasn't feeling that hot, I just really didn't feel like walking now, since I'm sure that I'll have an opportunity for that later. The driver of this trike seemed like a really cool dude. We were trying to have a nice little conversation, but because of the noise, it was really hard to talk. Seemed like that's the kind of guy that I wouldn't mind having a cold beer with, but before you know it, I was just in front of the Antipolo Cathedral. This, however, is something that you'll get to see at the start of the next episode. So with that, I'm going to close out this one. But before you go, please enjoy this preview of what will be coming in the next chapter of this day. There, I'm going to be visiting inside the Antipolo Cathedral, then having a very long walk around the neighborhood, where I purchased the least expensive thing that I've ever bought, at least since my childhood days. After that, I passed by a whole lot of street vendors, as well as probably the biggest wet market that I've ever seen in my entire life. That and more you'll be able to see in the coming days in this Metro Manila mega tour. I thank you very much for watching to the end. If you enjoyed this video, clicking on the like button would really help me out a lot. I would hope that by now, those of you who have been following my channel already subscribed, and that you enable the notifications for my channel by clicking on the bell icon. Otherwise, you'll never know the next time that I post my videos. Please do take care of yourselves and each other, and as always, keep on the lookout for more videos coming at you from the Time-Lapse Traveler.